What's going on, guys? It's Cole. I'm back for another video just for you. So today's video is my 9 and 10 month update on testosterone. So I've decided to merge the 2 months just because there wasn't a whole lot that kind of happened. Obviously my phone broke as well, which didn't help things. But yeah, all of the main big changes that happen that you experience in the sort of first few months, that are the main ones that you can see. Yeah, there wasn't really too much else to update on. This is more just sort of the internal changes that you can't see as much. They're sort of the long-term changes, I guess. Hear the sirens? Yeah, so anyway, yeah, a few changes, as I say. So I'm just going to start off with the mental changes. So mentally, I just feel so aligned. I just feel so blessed and content and just so much more calm, I guess, mentally. Is the best way to explain it. Now, I don't know if that's because I'm finding it easier to be mindful since being on T. Like pre-T, I don't know, my mind was a lot more busy. I was always thinking about something, and on T I just find it easier to now just switch off and just think about what I'm doing, or I don't know, just focus on one thing, which is really, really nice. And so yeah, it's just a lot more, it's just calmed the storm, which is great. I've also found that like this is the first time in my life that I can truly say that I actually feel grown. And this is actually like quite a huge thing for me. It sounds ridiculous because you're 23, like what are you talking about? But in my life, I've always thought at 21 that there was something like not quite right, because everybody around me seemed to be just blossoming into adulthood effortlessly, and it was absolutely fine. And I was there still feeling like I was 15, and I couldn't work out why. I couldn't understand it. And I was thinking, why is everybody else finding this so easy, and I'm just still sort of thinking, what the hell's going on, Don't get me wrong, obviously I had my maturity and everything, but just like, there was just something missing. There was just something that everybody else had that I didn't. And looking back, I realised this is because I hadn't gone through the puberty that I was supposed to go through. And so now I've gone through it, and now I'm going through it, and looking at myself and seeing the person that I'm supposed to be, I actually feel grown. Like, this is the first time I can fully say, because I've been through that puberty, and now it's effortless for me to now blossom into being an adult. Like, I genuinely feel that, and it's an incredible feeling, because I was worried, I hoped it would happen, but I wasn't sure if it would. I don't know, I just wasn't sure what to think when I started when it came to that side of my sort of thought process. But no, it's happened, and it's just incredible to actually stand there and see myself as I am, and as a 23-year-old guy, rather than a 21-year-old that looks about 15 and feels about 15. So it's just a great feeling, all in all. Now there's another change that I've experienced mentally that isn't so good. I find it really hard to listen nowadays, and I don't know why. I have no idea why, but if I'm in conversation with somebody, even if it's active conversation, it's a really stimulating conversation, I'm really enjoying it, I can just sort of click off and not realise that I have, until I realise I haven't heard what they said in the past 2 sentences. And it's quite bad, because I don't want to come across as a dick, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be, but I just turn off, and I don't realise until I actively think, hang on a minute, you're just looking at their lips move, you're not actively hearing it. So I'm gonna work on trying to obviously get that back to how it used to be, because I'm not too sure why that's happened, but yeah, it's not great. So I need to change that back. It's not very good. Now, when it comes to the physical side of things, there is sort of quite a lot, but also not really that much. So my body is a lot thicker. Like, my mum was hugging me the other day, and she said that my torso, it just felt thicker. So I'm not sure if my ribs and my back are just I don't know, just thickening out. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's happening. But with that, I haven't been training for quite a while recently, because I'm finding that my muscles are a lot tighter, and I keep on pulling things really easily. And I'm doing the same exercise and the same warm up, same warm down, everything that I did before, but I seem to be pulling muscles. And I'm pretty sure that cis males are obviously, they are tighter, they're not as flexible as women. So I'm assuming that that's my body, yeah, just kind of tightening up, and I need to be more careful. So I've had to take a massive break from training, which then means I'm losing any gains that I've gained, which is great. So that's one thing with T as well. I found that when I train, I put on muscle a lot quicker than I could before. Like, pretty quickly, I can see it, within a very short space of time. I can see the difference, but then as soon as I stop, it disappears just as quickly as well. So yeah, it's pros and cons. If I'm able to be consistent with training, then it's great. But if I'm not, then you know, everything that I've worked for just disappears, which is really irritating. So yeah, it's just one of those things. I've also found that I'm more veiny. I mentioned that in the previous video, but there's just more and more popping out. So I've got, like, in the V line, I've got sort of more veins popping out there. I've got some in my neck that I noticed the other day. You probably can't see them now, but like, they just have started appearing everywhere. I haven't changed my diet. I haven't done anything to actively decrease my body fat percentage, but they're just coming out everywhere, which is pretty cool. I won't complain, because you know, becoming more vascular and not really trying is, you can't really go wrong with that, right? So that's just one thing. Also, my hands are becoming more masculine. I'm not sure if you can see any difference on camera, but like, my fingers, my knuckles are just getting thicker. So yeah, my hands just look actually like, well, they're slowly beginning to look more like a man's hands than before, which is great. I didn't realise how much I didn't like my hands until they've changed, and I'm realising that they look so much better now. So that's a great feeling as well. My lower body, my legs and my butt, they're all sort of changing shape. I'm just, yeah, fitting into jeans that I never could before, wearing belts on my jeans that I used to wear, because they just fall down. There's just, yeah, not a lot there now. My legs are just a lot more square, like in the definition and whatnot, which is great. So yeah, everything's just becoming a lot more masculine, all in all, really, all over the body, which is awesome. I'm slowly starting to get a little bit more facial hair. Like, my sideburns are slowly coming in. They're getting lower and lower, a bit thicker. My mustache is coming in, you know, as it would. I'm getting a tiny bit of fluff kind of under here, which you won't be able to see on camera. You can just about see it in person if I look up, but that's pretty much it. And I've got a pathetic excuse of a soul patch just there, which I can feel, but you can't really see. So from the camera I probably look bold-faced, but yeah, there is a tiny bit there, I promise. I'm working on it with coconut oil as well. I've heard that coconut oil stimulates hair growth, but at the same time it does give you spots. So I've given it a little bit of a break, because, you know, going through a second puberty anyway and promoting spots with coconut oil is just not a good mixture. So I'm going to give that a little bit of a break for now, just because I'm getting, you know, things popping up here and there. Now when it comes to my appetite as well, that's pretty much stayed the same. It's just settled, which is really nice. Just bigger portions, significantly bigger portions than pre-T, but you know, it is what it is. My voice is settled, finally. It doesn't crack anymore, not very often at least. Yeah, I don't know if that's because I'm used to what kind of pitch I can hit now in conversation, or if it's just because it's just settled and it's done cracking. But either way, I'm really happy that that's changed and stopped, because that wasn't very, you know, nice to be talking to a colleague and my voice is just cracking out of nowhere. So it's good stuff. And the final change that I've experienced, which I'm not too sure even it is a change, is I think my hairline changed a little bit. I'm not too sure. It felt like it was going back a tiny bit, but that could just be me studying myself too hard. I don't really know. But either way, that's all the changes that I can think of that I've experienced yeah, in this 9th and 10th month. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, if you got this far. Either way, I'm so excited for top surgery as well. There will be a video coming up for my peri, just to explain it and explain the consultation. Thanks for watching, as I say, and yeah, stay tuned. Peace.